as you already know what we'll be looking at today, so this is what we did in our previous lesson, and as you can see, I'll be leaving the link in the description where you guys can go and then take a recap of that, and also I'll be leaving a link also here where you can just click and then take a recap of what we just did. Now, so without wasting my time, I just have to close this. I'll click on File, look through the File menu, then I'll click on Close. So it is done. So I have this now. So what I need to do is design. What I'm going to design today is just a flyer for as you saw already, an institution. Okay, so basically I'm going to follow just a step for you guys to see how you can then design something just like that. And for you to know, this is the images that we are going to use for our design for today, and I'll be leaving the link also in the description, the resources. You can just download them and then try your hands on them. So basically that is just that. So let's move on. So as indeed I am on my publisher window, you see publisher 4 blank. So I just click on, how do you call it, I'll just go ahead and click on banner. So it's called a banner. You can select flyer. Because you're designing flyer, you have to look through the template and select flyer. But hey, don't worry, you can resize it to whatever you want to, and then it will work perfectly for you. So I will just focus on just my A4, and then go ahead, look through the home ribbon, sorry, the design ribbon. Did I say the home ribbon? Don't mind me. The design ribbon under the page setup logical group. Click on the tasket arrow that we already did. So I resize it to, let's say, 48 centimeters to 48 centimeters. So that is just that done. Go ahead and click on OK, so you get that nicely. So this is it here. So as I've done that, I've resized my page. I'll go ahead to insert my picture. I'll click on the insert tab, look through the insert ribbon, and then under the illustration logical group, I'll click on pictures. Then I'll go to my desktop, select my folder known as image. Then I'll select this very picture here, click on insert. So this is the picture I'm going to use, but before then I'll put it somewhere here. Remember, I taught you guys something that with this you can decide to just draw a rectangle over the entire page. That will guide you as to what your page, for you to see the guidelines of your page. But later on I'll be teaching you how you can use the guidelines. So I'll just click on insert and then go to shape, select the rectangle, and I'll draw my rectangle to fill my entire page. Remember, it is 40 by 40. I can just leave it this way. Come here and make it 48. Okay, 48 by 48. So that is just, you can see it has filled the entire page nicely. So I'll go ahead, bring the picture. This is the picture. Okay, I'll just expand it. So this is the space. I just expand. So I want a portion like this. Let me resize it a little bit. So I want to pick a portion like this very portion. Okay, I just want to pick a portion, just this portion like this. I think this is okay. Okay, so this portion is okay for me. So this is what I want. So after I'm done, what I'll do is that this is the rectangle I just used. So I'll select this very rectangle, and then I'll click on format, go to shape fill, and I'll select color black. I just fill with color black. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what you need to do. Now after filling with color black, I'll just go ahead, come to shape fill, then come to more fill. Then I have my transparency, and then I'll draw my transparent kind of like to 50. Okay, 50 will be fine for my transparency. Click on OK. So this is it. Nice, that's easy. But you can also choose to shift it to go a little bit. Okay, something like this is quite okay. You can let it come a little bit here. So you have something like this. It's not bad. You can shift it also if you want to, anyhow you want it. So I think like this is okay. Okay, nicely. Then after that, what I will do is that now before there, let me just take you guys. Remember that the rectangle is, when I click on format, the width is 48 centimeters, and then the height is also 48 centimeters. So that basically that is just that. So after doing that, the next thing I'll be doing is that I'll just go ahead and we are going to look at something very interesting. So now watch what I'm going to do. Now come down here. This is my page now. I want to draw a particular shape that will swing like this. So to do that, I'll just go straight and click on insert. Look to the insert ribbon under the illustration logical group. I'll click on the tasked arrow beside shape. Then I'll select my curve, okay, from the shape drop down list. I'll bring the mouse pointer to this side here. So first I'll click here. Then I'll come straight to this side, click. Then I'll hold on to control, go up a little bit on the line. Then I'll click, swing to the top, maybe somewhere here. I think this here will be okay for me. Then I'll click. Then I'll just swing a little bit to this side. Then I'll click again. Then I'll remove my hand from the control. Then now I'll move. I just click once and then begin to swing. You see what I'm doing now? Swing. So I'm swinging a little bit. Swing again. Then I'll go straight. Make sure it is straight. So this is okay for me. Bring the mouse pointer here. Then I'll click once, hold on to the control, bring it down a little bit. Then I'll click again. Then I'll just come and double click on this side, and then my shape will be drawn. So after I finish drawing this very shape I just did, I just go to shape, fill with color, and select color white, and then go to shape outline, select color white also. So basically that is just that. So after that, what I'll do is that I'll just drag this up a little bit, and I think it's okay. So taking that from the way, you can either select here and then you can expand, because we want the rectangle to guide us. So you make sure it is on the rectangle nicely. So after that, what I'll do is that I'll just go ahead and then click on insert, select, look to the insert ribbon under the illustration logical group. I'll select shape, select my text box, then come and draw my text box here. So that is just done. I remember that I then have some couple of things here. That is, I have some content that I wanted to use. I just type all on Notepad. Okay, so as a graphic designer, most of the time you need to plan. If you don't plan towards the design, I mean, that is my advice to you. So you just select like 𝐒𝐚𝐭𝐬𝐻 Computers, like 𝐒𝐚𝐭𝐬𝐻 Computers IT Training Institute. So I'll just copy that. Then I'll come to this side. In it, I'll paste that, highlight on it, then increase the font size to, let's say, 18. I can increase it a little bit the more. Maybe let me make it let's say, let me make it 48. 48 is okay for me. Then I'll then change the font color to white. Okay, then I'll make it bold. Now I'll open it a little bit so that I have the Armstrong displaying. So like this, nicely. So I need to space here. Okay, that's good. So after that, I'll click here. Make sure click on the drawing tool. Click on format. Look through the format ribbon under the arrange logical group. I'll click on wrap text and select none. Then I'll click on my resize box here. Send it up a little bit, and then that is okay for me. So moving on, I have to just bring the ICT here. So what I'll do is I'll click on the insert tab, look through the insert ribbon under the text logical group. I'll click on what we have, what's word art. So I'll click on my word art, select the first word art. Remember that I have my content here where I have ICT. Okay, so that, come to this side, then here I'll just paste my ICT here. Now with this side, I'm using area what's black, so that's area black, font size 36. Maintain it as what's kind of bold, and click on OK. So it is here now. So I need to go to wrap text and select none, so that to not have effect on the design I'm about to create, or the text, anything that I will insert, you shouldn't have effect over it. Now moving on, some of you may ask, so say, what is the width of the text that contain Armstrong Computers IT Training Institute? So when you click on this here and I click on format, for the text, the height is 2.11 and the width is 28.93. So that is for this, so far the Armstrong Computers IT Training Institute is concerned. So I'll select my IT, and then open it a little bit here, send it up to this side a little bit, and go ahead and open it a little bit here. I think it's okay. Now click on format, look through the format ribbon. Under the word art style, click on shape fill, select white, and go to shape outline, no outline. Then after that, I'll go to shadow, no shadow, and I have it here nicely. So that is what I want, and I have it there. So moving on, what I'll do is that I'll go ahead and select this text box, click on it, click on the home tab, look through the home ribbon. Under the clipboard logical block, click on copy, then I'll click on paste. Then I'll come and click on the resize box here. Then that will make me to carry this and bring it down here. So after I brought it down here, I'll expand my text box a little bit, put the cursor at the end point of institute. Then one thing I want to clarify, that when you are using a text box, there's something that you need to do. Look through the home ribbon, okay? Under the paragraph logical group, there are two elements you see. The first element you see is called the line spacing. Then you also have another element called paragraph spacing. Go to the paragraph spacing and select none, and come to the line spacing and select 1.0. I always use that so that at least the spacing between text can be closed. Then I'll come to, how do you call it, my notepad, copy what I just did. I have my kind of like diploma and certificate program on one line. I'll copy it, which I'll come to my publisher, highlight what is here, and paste it there. Then after that, I'll highlight on this too. I can resize it a little bit. Highlight on this too, and increase the font size. Okay, don't worry. So I just increase the font size nicely. So I open here a little bit down. Now, when you see after increasing the font size, I realize that this cannot work for you. Even with the space in between, I can just drag it up a little bit. Let me make it closer. The space in between is kind of a little bit smaller, so you need to close the space in between. So when you put the cursor at the end point here, and then you go ahead and then you go to, let's say you highlight on the entire thing, come to where we have the paragraph spacing, and go to paragraph option. Here, this is the paragraph option. Come to in between lines, and then you decrease it to, let's say, 0.75 XP. Click on OK. You can see that it has closed the space. So you click here, you bring it down a little bit so that it will be on line like this a little bit. If you want to do more, you can. If you want to close the space, the more you can do that. But looking at things, I think this is okay for me. Okay, so I'll just go ahead. Now my font size here is kind of like 130, which is quite okay. I'm okay with that. I can click here and shift it a little bit here. That is okay. The next thing I'll be doing is that I'll just go ahead and I'm going to then draw a particular shape, where I'll just click on insert, look through the insert ribbon under the illustration logical group. What I will do is that I'll go ahead and select my drop down list shape, and then from my shape drop down list, I'll select my curve. Now I'm coming to draw a particular shape. Watch and learn. So I'll draw everything here for you guys to see. So I'll click here, then I'll go this way, a little bit this way, then I'll bend it. It's going to be like kind of like a leaf. Okay, then I'll click here again. So then I'll hold on to my control, then I'll bend it also a little bit like a leaf. So when I come to this side, I'll click here and release the control, and I'll bend here. So I'll come a little bit and bend it, and bend again, and bend again. Click, hold on to control, let it come to this side, then I'll double click. So automatically I have my shape like a leaf. So after I finish drawing this, I'll just go to shape fill and select color red. I can go to more color. So I'll select, maybe make sure you select standard, select red color here, click on OK, and you are good to go. You go to shape outline, select no outline. Then after that, look through the format ribbon. Under the arrange logical group, click on wrap text, and select none, so that you don't have effect over your text. So that is just that. But before then, I'll click inside this and then close the space between my text box, so that I have something like this. It's okay. So I carry this and bring this one here, close it a little bit, then I can rotate it a little bit like this, rotate a little bit, so this is quite okay, and I'll drag it a little bit here. So after I'm done, what I'm going to do is again is that I'm going to use something called rounded rectangle. But before then, the shape I just drew, you can see the height is 4.66 centimeters and then the width is 14.17 centimeters. So bear in mind. So after I have drawn this, might suggest again look through the format ribbon under the insert shape logical group. I'll click on the tasked arrow here. It displays some couple of shapes. Then I'll bring the mouse pointer where we have my use shape. I have my rounded rectangle. Or you can come to basic shape and look through and select maybe rounded rectangle. But hey, this is the shape I like using. But in the basic shape, you can see we have rounded rectangle. Then click on it. Just come to this side, draw a rounded rectangle this way. Okay, nicely. So after drawing the rounded rectangle, just release it, make sure it's on line. Done. Then you can close it a little bit here. Okay, now I'm going to fill my rounded rectangle with color white. So I go to shape fill, select color white. Now my rounded rectangle also, I need to bring it in front of text. So to do that, look through the arrange logical group, come to wrap text and select none. Then after that, I'll send it to back. So you come here, send to back and bring to front. So under the arrange logical group, click on send to back. So you have something like this. Then after that, go to shape outline, select an outline of white. So you have something like this. Now you can again open this a little bit wider, so that at least it will look a little bit this way, as if it's coming from it anyhow you want it. So I can open here up a little bit and then open this also a little bit. Now this means that as I've done this, now this means that here now my leaf kind of shape is now 5.28 centimeters and the height, the width is 14.17, whilst my rounded rectangle, the height is 4.52 centimeters and the width is 15.24 centimeters. So done. So after taking that from the way, what I like to do is that here I'm going to type something very interesting. So I'm going to convert this into text. Okay, either you convert it to text, or my advice is to just select this text box here, this very one, Armstrong Computers, whatever. So click on the resize box here, Armstrong Computers IT Training Institute. Click here, click on the home tab and click on copy, paste it, bring the mouse pointer to the line, carry it and bring it in here. Don't worry, I'm going to show you what you should do. Now go ahead, close the space of this text, click inside, hold on to Ctrl+A to highlight the entirety and press delete. Cursor is blinking. So I'll go ahead and then copy this. We are affiliated to this very one. Copy it. Bring the mouse pointer to my publisher in and I'll paste. So affiliated to. So I'll highlight on that. Reduce the font size to 36. Okay. And I think that is okay. Then I'll click on this side. Then I'll shift it a little bit here. Send it up a little bit. Then I'll highlight again. I can try to do by increasing the font size to, let's say, 40 or 42. Okay, 42, and open my text box a little bit. Click here, bring my text box back. I think this is okay. So I think my 42 for the text is okay. So what I'll do again is that with the MVT, I'm going to use word art. I'll select this word art and just copy and paste it. Bring the mouse pointer in here. So this is my word art. Okay. So this very word art, I'll just click on format, look through the format ribbon under the text box logical group and click on edit text. Then I'll type my N in caps, of course, NVTI. Nice. Then after that, I'll go ahead and click on, see the font is Arial black, 26 bold. Click on OK. So this is it. I'll just resize it a little bit. and carry it and bring it down here and resize it also a little bit here and send it up, down, kind of a little bit. I think this is okay now. So basically this is kind of okay, but remember I need to come to wrap text and select none. Now the reason why it is already none, because I duplicate the ICT and then change it to this, so it's quite okay now. So this is okay. So after that, I'll go ahead and this very text box here, I'll click on it and then I'll copy and paste, click, shift it to this side, then I'll go ahead, highlight on it, click on the text box to click on format, look to the format ribbon under the font logical group. I'll click on the tasket arrow and select black. Now after that, I'm going to type admission in progress, so you can just, since that was what I did, that is what I did. So I'll copy all this admission in progress, so admission, come here, then I'll paste it there. So I have admission, so I can increase the admission font size to, let's say, 48. Again, depend. So quite okay. So this is okay. Then I'll go ahead, click here, send it up a little bit. So I think this is okay now. Then what I'll do is that I'll just make sure that I have to click on this side. Then I'll click on home, copy and paste it, select the resize box, bring it down, bring it to this side, should be online. Then what I'll do is I'll go back to where we have in progress. So I highlight on it, copy that, bring it here, and click inside, hold on to Ctrl+A, then I'll paste it. So I have that admission in progress, then I'll bring it down a little bit. So down a little bit. So I'll click on this as so, click on the resize box, bring it down a little bit. So remember that the font size for all this that I use for this, the font size for the admission is 48. This is okay. So I have this. So basically that's just that. So I think this is okay. Okay, done. So after we are done, the next thing I'll be doing is that now I'll just click on insert, look to the insert ribbon under the illustration logical group. I'll click on where we have shape, select my rectangle. Okay, under the basic shape, select rectangle on this side, draw my rectangle on line with this, come down a little bit. This is quite okay. So in the rectangle, I'll click inside the rectangle, go to shape fill and select color red, go to shape outline, maintain color red also. Now I need to convert this into text, so I'll click here and I'll click on edit to text. So here, so I'll click on, I'll click here, let me undo again please. I'll click on this, look through my format ribbon under the insert shape. You see we have edit text. That means we are converting the shape to text box. Inside here, I'll click on the home tab, increase the font size to, let's say, 48. Then I'll type 3, 6, and so here space 3, 6 and 12 months. Months duration. Month duration. Then I'll highlight on it, increase the font size to, let's say, 42 or maybe 40, 49. I can make it 50. Okay, let me click inside. Let's make it 69. Okay, which we need to open this a little bit. Let's open a little bit again. Okay, so if the 69 is not working, then we need to then adjust it to, let's say, 65 or 67. 70 is not helping us, so let's make it 65. So 65 is okay. I'll make it bold. So when I make it bold, that means still I need to work on this. I need to open it a little bit here. Hold on to Ctrl+A. Then I'll look through the home ribbon. Under the paragraph logic, I will click on center. Then I'll change the font color to white. And I think it's quite okay. So when it's quite okay, which means that this and this have to be online. So I need to open this also a little bit. This very rectangle. So which means that the text box here, when we click on drawing tools, click on drawing tool, click on format, the height is 2.97 and then the width is 25.52 centimeters. So here also I need to select this text box and open it to be online. It should be in line. That's the way, in line, not online. Okay. So after we've done that, the next thing we're looking at is now we need to then specify kind of our location and so on and so forth. So here we'll put I can reduce the size here a little bit if I want to. I can reduce it so the space will be nice. So we'll be okay to go, good to go. So what we'll do is that we'll go ahead and then select my kind of like my word art of this. Okay, this word art, and click on copy paste of the MVTI. Bring it down here. Go to format, go to shape fill, select color black. Don't worry, I'll show you what you should do. Then after that, what I'd like you to do is that just come to see the numbers. These are the numbers I provided, so I'll copy it for the institution. Maybe you are designing for an institution, so you come to this. Then you look through the format ribbon. Under the text logical group, click on edit text. Then you just paste the numbers there. So I'll reduce the numbers to 20 so that they all be on the same line. Let me make it 18 so all be on the same line. I'm using area black, so I'll click on OK. Then I'll expand it a little bit here. Expand this also a little bit there. Then I'll carry it up, bring it up a little bit here. I think this is quite okay, so I'll bring it here to the side. Okay, this is quite okay. Then I'll close it a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll go to shape outline, select no outline, which is already done, and I think I'm good to go. Now you can also, maybe you have some icon you want to use, you can also put the icon here. Don't worry, I will show you how you can add an icon and also recolor the icon as time goes on. So after we are done, the next thing we're doing that we need to put, how do you call it, the location here. So we can just say have something here where I say Shaiman main station, last floor of the new Crystal Hospital, and 𝐒𝐤𝐲𝐩 taxi station to my west. So these are the locations of the institution, so I'll just copy it. Then I'll come to this side. Here I need to do something here. I need to come here, click on insert tab, go to look through the under the illustration logic. I will click on shape and select rectangle, and then I will draw my rectangle here. Okay, so that's my rectangle. I'll draw it there. Inside my rectangle, I'll go ahead and then paste. So these are my text, space, delete. So I'll highlight on them, increase the font size to, let me increase. Okay, 36 is okay. I can just open it a little bit here. So 36 is okay. I can equally make it, let's say 35. Okay, maybe to my voice is not sure, so let me make it 30. So 30 is okay. I'll make it bold, and let me make it 32. Okay, so this is quite okay. Then the color, I can use ash for the color, so I'll make sure it's online here. You can do whatever I wanted to do, but I want to reduce the color, not black. It should be, so click on the font color here and select maybe light ash anyhow. Okay, this is okay. It's quite okay now. So I can select this, bring it down a little bit. Click on this, bring this on a little bit down. Then you can reduce your shape size. So which means that this very shape now is going to be the height is going to be 13.05 and then the width is going to be 48.14. So I think this is okay. Now we are done. How cool is our design? Now we need to save this as JPEG, so let me save it as JPEG on my desktop. So I click on, I'm going to save it as ICT, so I click on File, Save As, and I'm going to type ICT. Now let me save it here. Let me save it on my computer first. Now let me throw light on it. Anytime you are designing and you don't have enough memory, your memory is not all that big, and come think of it, you are kind of like struggling, your machine is moving slow, I advise that any changes you make, try and save it. Now if you're in Ghana and you are using desktop, and you know all the time we always have problem with our lights, sometimes, not all the time, anything you are doing, try and be saving it, so that at least when the light goes off, you may not lose all your work. Well, we have the auto save to save some portions for you, but I advise that be saving any changes you do, try and be saving it. So done, that is my advice to all of you. So basically that's just that. So after that has been done, we are going to say, after saving it, we're going to save it as what JPEG. You click on File, you click on Save As, and click where we have Save As type, look through down, we have JPEG file, that kind of integration kind of format. Click on it and specify the location here, which is my desktop, and go ahead and click on Save. Done, your work is saved as what? JPEG. Now when I minimize my work, minimize this, come to my desktop, double click. Wow, you guys did well. So basically that is my work there, looking good, and I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. That's all for today.